Would you like to discover a simple way of testing that just might give you some information? Hi, I'm Cheryl Townsley, naturopath. I've been working with clients for well over 30 years, and probably 25 years ago, a cardiologist taught me a technique called muscle testing. I was really surprised when it could help me know differences in testing different things. Now, as a professional naturopath, I've gone on to work with many other testing modalities. But the fact is, muscle testing for yourself, you always have you, and it doesn't cost you anything. Now, I want you to know it's not gospel. It's not how you ever make a diagnosis, and you never test medications. This is simply to help you discover if certain foods might be helpful, certain supplements might be helpful. And the whole process, you're wanting to understand and recognize a difference. So I want to show you a couple of different techniques in part one. And then part two, I'm going to give you some strategies. So in part one, I'm going to show you some methods to play with. And all you're after is there a difference? Now, the easiest one for most people, if they're able to hear, this is really listening, hear what their body is saying. And that one is simply called the sway test. So, for example, if I take an apple, which I happen to know is okay for me, and if I just hold it, my body goes forward, and that's basically saying, I like that. And so you would simply hold it. We're not into the strategies. That's part two. Did your body go forward? That's an indication that it might work for you. Now, if on the other hand, I take some cashews, which I happen to know for me don't do well. I know that from many experiences. So if I hold those, sure enough, my body goes backwards. In addition to doing it with food, you could simply do it with your name. My name is Cheryl. Yep, that's me. My name is Sally. Nope, that didn't register as true. So you're really doing a type of true-false test. Is it always the truth and gospel? No, because this is you and your body interacting together. So it's very important to play. So that's the first technique that you can play with. You can do it with words, you can do it with food, you could play with some supplements. I wouldn't start there. I would start with things that you know you do well with. Like I know I do well on apples. I know I don't do well on cashews. So if you're getting consistent results with the known, then you can introduce different variables. Another technique is called the O-ring, and that's where you put your middle finger and thumb together like this, and then you can do the name again. My name is Cheryl. My name is Fred. And the key is you're not thinking about your fingers and focus on your muscles and your fingers. That's overthinking. You just play with it. I live in Colorado. I live in Maine. You just play with known things. Now, this technique took me probably a couple of days of playing with until it became comfortable, and then it became useful for me. Doesn't work for everybody. Another way that you can do it, and I saw this with a chiropractor. It doesn't work as well for me, but many other people like it. And you're just going to slide your thumb against your middle finger like that. So we're going to go back to the same statements. My name is Cheryl. It just slides real easily. My name is Joan. It's really amazing when it works because it gets sticky. And really what you're doing is you're listening to sensory information from your body. Now there's a few other people. This one hasn't worked well for me, but it works for other people. And that's where you just take your middle finger and push down on your first one. So again, you could play, my name is Cheryl. There's a strong response. My name is Julie. It drops. So play with these. These are different ways of experiencing, getting information from your body that simply becomes just that. It's information. You're looking for a difference. You're going to play with it. You're not going to test any medications. You're not going to make a diagnosis. You're just looking for information on what your body likes and what it doesn't. As you play with that, then you can move to part two, where I'll give you some extra techniques.